We welcome you back to the King's Theater, the beautiful King's Theater, I might add. That's the ceiling here at the King's Theater. A very nice crowd it's turned out to be here on Puerto Rican weekend. We have celebrated with a number of Puerto Rican fighters. We still have one more to go right now. We're going to be looking at a very tough guy from Ghana by the name of Duke Micah as he gets it on with Thomas Snow. Two guys with a pretty good record with a realistic chance of, again, at the very least, getting into the conversation.
And ideally, Duke Micah would like this man, Thomas Snow, to be looking at that ceiling by the end of the night. He's looking for a statement performance here tonight. He's been talking about those big names, the title holders in the bantamweight division. He's in the top 15 within the WBC, which is why the particular belt we've been referencing is on the line here tonight. But that's what this means. Get the victory here tonight, and you can really start thinking about a real title shot.
And he's 37 years old, so without question, the clock is ticking for Thomas Snow. The other half is Duke Micah, and he really feels he is ready right now. He's had some good victories. He seems to be a guy that's getting better as his career goes on. Very confident guy.
Yeah, he's a guy with an electric personality, and there is a big Ghanaian community here in New York where he's relocated to, much like many past Ghanaian fighters. Guys like Joshua Clottey did the same thing. Big Ghanaian community in the Bronx. They all support him, and they have come out in full force once again tonight.
Well, a great history of Ghanaian boxers.
Zuma Nelson, Ikwate.
All pretty good. And all from the same, not just from Ghana, but from the, and not just from Accra, but from the same little community in Accra that Duke Micah told us is not much bigger than a football field.
Amazing, amazing, yeah.
All right, so with that, we are just about set to go. Here again is Dave Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the King's Theater here in Brooklyn, New York, we are set to go with our Real Deal Championship Boxing 6 Puerto Rican Weekend co-featured bout of the evening. And it's all being brought to you courtesy of Evander Holyfield's Real Deal Sports and Entertainment. This bout is in association with King's Promotions. Sponsored by Medical Arts Radiology, Venom, Nissan of Queens, Guantanamera, Norwin's, and Diamante's Brooklyn Cigar Lounge. This bout is sanctioned under the auspices of the New York State Athletic Commission and the WBC. The president is Mauricio Suleiman, the WBC International president is Maura Betty, and the supervisor is Jill Diamond. Introducing your three judges scoring this contest from ringside: Ron McNair, Alan Nace, and John Stewart. And at the sound of the bell, your third man in the ring will be Ricky Gonzalez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 10 rounds of boxing scheduled for the WBC International Bantamweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he wears black with white lettering. He weighed in at 117 3/4 pounds. His professional record, 19 victories against 3 defeats. He has 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of the southeast quadrant of our nation's capital, the District of Columbia. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the franchise, Thomas K.O. Snow. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He wears black with silver lettering. He's scaled at a ready and even 118 pounds. His professional record, a perfect one. 21 fights, 21 victories, 18 of them coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Accra, Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the two-time WBO African champion, the former Commonwealth champion. He's ranked number 4 in the world by the WBO, and he's the reigning, defending, undefeated WBC International Bantamweight champion, Duke, the baby-faced assassin, Micah. Micah.
The numbers in this one, Corey.
Well, the age stands out. Thomas Snow, 37 years of age, but basically the same amount of experience as Duke Micah. That number jumps out. If you're Duke Micah, you want to stop Thomas Snow here tonight and make a statement.
That's the view you get from the good seats here at the King's Theater. Not too many bad ones, I'll tell you that.
Now we see the Ghanaian contingent in the corner. I have an informant in the crowd who's told me there is a dedicated dancer, there's a cowbell, and there's a whistle in the band over there, and a big drum crew, as you can see.
I like it.
This should be a fun fight. A little distracting
It's all right, I like it.
to Mika's opponent, but fun.
Couldn't even hear the opening bell over top of the Ghanaian band.
So both guys wearing black trunks. The solid black trunks are those of Thomas Snow.
Snow's a southpaw. Mika fighting conventional.
Only one of Snow's wins has come over a fighter with a winning record, so this is a massive step up for Thomas Snow. As it would be for anyone. I mean, Micah is a real top 15 fighter in the division.
Definitely.
And with 18 knockouts and 21 wins, a very good puncher.
Good right hand slipped in by Micah. Micah being very cautious here in this first round. Although you can make the same case for Snow.
Micah did say he wants to be a little more relaxed in there this time. Last time we saw him fight in the New York region, it was a tremendous fight. Duke Micah threw a lot of punches, but probably didn't serve himself well, kind of smothered himself and his own offense a lot. He wants to give himself a little more room to operate tonight.
And the drums continue and the singing continues. Almost a soccer-like atmosphere.
No, it reminds me of when Floyd Mayweather fought Ricky Hatton in Vegas, and they didn't stop at the drums and the Ricky Hatton chanting for the entire fight.
Well, they've stopped now. Maybe we're just trying to figure out the set list here.
You know what that means, don't you? It means bass solo.
The set list.
The whistle solo is coming up next.
Yeah, that's right.
Mike is now trying to come forward and close the distance a little bit more. I'd like to see him do it behind the jab a little bit more, but I think it's a matter of time before he starts putting some hard combinations together.
Just kind of following him around the ring, too. Very quiet first round. Round 2 of this scheduled 10-round fight.
We hope you're having as much fun watching at home as the people we just showed in the crowd.
Yeah, they're having a good time.
Now Mike is coming out a little more aggressive, more pressure. What a nice little body shot by Snow there.
Yeah.
And he did off a nice little defensive move where he spun around.
Well, Snow, at 37 years of age, he's out of tomorrow's.
Well, the way that Mike is walking him down right now, not really walking in behind anything, he looks like he thinks that either he'll just break Snow down with pressure or the Snow's going to make a mistake that he'll be able to capitalize on.
Yeah, he has not been very active through the first 5 minutes of this fight. And the other thing he hasn't been doing is keeping that lead foot inside or outside. He has not been keeping it outside. He's been keeping it inside of a lead foot of Williams.
Which is why Snow has been able to move in both directions and with free will, really. He's not uncomfortable. He's not being cut off and forced in a different direction.
Right. And of course, I meant Snow, not Williams.
And he does keep digging that left hand to the liver of Micah. So I want to see him put that jab behind that pressure. He's going to have to start letting his hands go. You don't want Snow getting too comfortable.
Yeah, Snow's crafty enough that he's going to be able to get out of the way of a reaching right hand every time. He's going to be able to just spin out to his right and get out of the way.
Wild right hand had no chance. The right hand from Micah that didn't do much.
Might be a little bit of blood under the left eye of Snow.
That's a good body shot cranked by Micah.
This is more of what we've come to expect out of Micah. High tempo, a lot of punches being thrown.
Now he's starting to cut the ring off just a little bit. Make Snow move in different directions. And Snow definitely has a nice little nick under his eye. I tell you, Snow ain't gonna stay still for long, is he?
No, he's not.
He's on that bicycle. So Micah needs to cut that ring off, put him on the ropes, and get to work. That's where he's gonna get him. Because 37 years old and on, he's got decent legs and he moves well.
Well, lefty bantamweight from Capitol Heights. I'm sure he spent a lot of time watching Mark Johnson do very much the same thing, albeit at a higher level,
Sure.
Hall of Fame level.
Gary Russell Jr., another guy from that same hood.
Pernell Whitaker isn't far from that area either in Virginia. He's a southpaw.
So this is round 3. Not a lot to talk about through the first 2 rounds. And Snow right back up on the bike.
Meek is stepping up the pressure now.
Chopping right hand on the left hand of the body.
We talked about the urgency for Micah to have a stellar performance here tonight, a memorable performance. Thomas Snow does not have the kind of style that makes that easy. Looks like Mike is going to have to hurt him at some point. He's going to have to stop him dead in his tracks to get Snow to stand still.
That was a wild right hand, but you're right. You're right.
Everything starts behind a simple jab, and that's what Micah is not doing just yet. He's walking in, he's putting the pressure on, but he's not doing it behind a strong jab.
And he's still inside the lead leg of Snow. Micah is winning these early rounds just because of a lack of anything from Snow.
There's a couple of good body shots. But yeah, I mean, he's winning based on moving forward.
Right. That was a little uppercut from Snow.
I think he's pressing just a little too hard, looking for a knockout. I mean, he's really winging his punches. Snow digging some shots to the body, which were borderline there.
I think you're right.
Mike is just, he's just loading up just a little too much. I think he's got to do what got him here. What works for him. Putting combinations together behind the jab. Forget about the crowd.
I think he needs more drums. I think we need more drums, and then maybe it will awaken Duke Micah.
More cowbell.
Cue the drums.
Or cowbell, that's right.
That was a pretty nifty step to the right and then a left hand from Snow. Well, coming up next, it'll be Edgar Berlanga. We've talked about him all night long. 7-0, all first-round knockouts. Fights by far the most experienced opponent he's had. 16-8-1 for Aaron Garcia. So we'll see if Berlanga can keep that streak going. I know he'll try.
Yeah, you won't see a whole lot of running from either one of these guys. Edgar Berlanga, from what we've seen of him, basically his career has been a highlight reel. It fits in one 4-minute sizzle reel, effectively.
Exactly.
And Aaron Garcia, we've seen plenty of him through the years. We know he's there to stand and trade. It should be an electric one in our main event.
So we come to round 4 of this 10-round fight. Mike is still following him around. And there's a right hand. It's not a knockdown.
Well, got the crowd into it.
Brings the crowd alive.
Yeah, brought the drums back. But Thomas Snow is moving like a guy who did just get knocked out.
Mika's definitely having a little trouble with this movement.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you like to see him take a step to his left and just crank a shot?
Cut the ring off just a little bit, go down to the body with the stab jab. There's a few things I'd like to see him implement here. But can't take anything away from Snow, especially at 37 years old. Good legs, good movement. It's tricky to fight a guy like this. It's not fun.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I think there are a lot of things you'd like to see Micah do here, but ultimately it's pretty difficult when you have a guy who's moving with very little intention other than to not engage. You know, Snow isn't moving to set up a shot here. He's moving to not get hit and to not hit Duke Micah. Even there, you know, he doesn't throw a shot. He just moves his arm to spin out.
Left hand just a little short from Micah.
You'd like to see him cut the ring off, though, instead of continuing to follow him around.
Yeah. There was a right hand.
He's partially blocked by Snow's glove just a little bit there, but I think we've established here in this particular fight this is going to be, it's a matter of can Micah get to him or not, but he's going to continue to pressure, and Snow's going to continue to move.
Yeah, that seems to be the pattern.
And the more pressure by Micah, the more movement by Snow.
Right. I mean,
So-
if nothing changes, short of Thomas Snow tearing his MCL, I don't see how the pattern changes.
Yeah, an adjustment needs to be made here, or else this is what it's going to be round after round. It's going to be a repeat.
And they have got it going on here. The Ghana fans.
These guys paid for a ticket and came here to put in work.
Provide the entertainment.
Provides them with entertainment as well.
This is round 5. Same look. But for just a moment, they engage.
I hate to say it, but one of those drummers probably moved his hands more in about 10 seconds than Thomas Snow has in the last 3 rounds.
Yes. There's a right hand from Micah.
Snow's moving a little less now.
Yes, he is.
Those legs might be just a little bit tight. He's actually trying to come forward a little bit. I guess his corner mate told him, listen, you're not going to win the fight like this.
Exactly.
Start counter-punching, start coming forward, start doing something besides what you're doing, which is running.
Yeah, that was a one-way track to losing a decision.
Yeah.
A dull,
Very
lopsided
dull decision.
Nice combination from Snow.
Now Snow's trying to stay in the pocket a little bit and counterpunch.
In a backwards way, this has actually worked out for Thomas Snow because he's moved so much. I think when he does stand still, Micah is almost shocked.
Yeah.
It's a completely different look now.
Yeah.
It's another adjustment that has to be made. He just landed a good 1-2 down the middle.
He's having a pretty good round, actually.
He's winning this round as
I
far.
think so, too. Good job by Snow, just kind of pinned Micah to the ropes. And keeping Micah with his back to the ropes.
Mike is still walking in there with no jab behind his work. Just coming right, walking in there, but no jab.
Another frustrating night for Duke Micah here.
I'll say. We're coming back. Back to the action here, or at least some semblance thereof. It is the 6th round. I gave the last round to Snow.
I did myself as well.
Absolutely.
At this point here in the 6th round, you'd like to see Micah really start putting something together, combination-wise, because he's still looking for that one big shot, and it hasn't served him over the first 6 rounds, and he's got to put the work in to break his opponent down.
No, you're right.
That's a good body shot right there. And he's in again with a guy, 19-3 on paper is the black and white of it, but the gray of it is Snow really has built that record up fighting, let's just say, a liquid diet of opponents.
Yeah.
So Micah shouldn't have this much trouble.
Well,
Yeah, he seems a little frustrated.
Yeah, and even in Micah's last fight against Jose Gonzalez, Micah struggled to find a rhythm, and we're seeing that again. I think that Micah's at his best when he's in a bit of a war. You know, when the guy is right in front of him, when he can trade shots. You know, he has a big gas tank and a great motor. He can throw a whole bunch of punches. But Snow just isn't giving him an opportunity to get set and do that.
Williams not running quite as much, but Micah just not doing much to get there. Reaches with the right hand.
Good cross to the body there by Micah.
This is more of what Micah wants. This is where he has to capitalize on these opportunities.
Yeah, Micah should be sliding, at least coming with the uppercuts up the middle or working the body in that particular situation.
And the only guy that I saw land a punch there was Snow.
Yeah.
Now, in your opinion, what is that Snow is wearing? Are those leather boxing trucks?
It looks like it, doesn't
It does look like it. That might be why we don't see as much movement at this point in the fight.
Starts to get hot.
Yeah. Counter left hand, which was just a little short from Micah.
The drums are in full force again.
Good counter left hook from Micah.
But Snow got there with a body shot. That was another close round, in my opinion.
Best boy won a reason to motherfucking go to
I think this one.
not even come back out. You got him so frustrated and flustered right now. I told you, when a man is 21 and up, 18 knockouts and he ain't never tasted defeat, why would he change his strategy up? He's doing the exact same thing he's been doing the whole time. But now you're giving him something that he don't know what to do on. Keep frustrated. Keep fucking with his mind. You understand what I'm saying? But you gotta go out here, you gotta work, yo.
All right.
You can't change it.
my belt.
You hear me? Go get this motherfucker,
The
dog.
only way he's gonna get it is knock me the fuck out.
Nah, we ain't talking. No.
I got you.
We talking.
One.
But that's some corner poetry that would make Emmanuel Stewart proud.
Yes.
Good advice. A lot of good instructions in that round.
This is round
Between
7.
rounds.
I thought that was very poignant advice from Snow's corner. You know, why give Micah an opportunity to set his feet at all? He hasn't changed anything since round 1. He's a guy who has 18 knockouts, as they said. He believes in his power. Just let him follow you.
A nice little right hand there by Snow. And Snow's back on his bicycle moving again.
Right hand off the ropes from Micah.
Might have bothered him, Snow, to the body with one of those right hands in close just there.
And right now, Micah's starting to get into range a little bit more than I've seen in this entire fight.
with the right set of judges, guys, Thomas Snow could be in a position to steal a decision here.
You know, it's absolutely right. I was just thinking about that too. I have it kind of lopsided for Micah, but you could look at this fight a lot of different ways.
Sure.
There are some swing rounds, and I do think Snow may have taken the last 2 rounds.
You might have, yeah, and maybe some of the earlier rounds too. I mean, you know, it's that old ring generalship. I mean, what is that? I have never quite understood what that is, but.
Well, and you could define that 2 ways. I mean, you could say that Micah is making Snow move around, he's making him run around, or do you view this fight the other way, as if Snow is the guy who's guiding Micah around the ring and making him do things he didn't want to do?
Well, Snow is certainly making Micah miss a lot of shots, that's for certain.
A lot. And he's had his moments. He's gotten there with a couple shots himself.
I think if Snow came back with some counter punches and landed some clean shots in return, he's making him miss, which is the hard part. The fun part is to make him pay. He's not making him pay enough. And then he might have some definitive rounds in the bank.
Really hard to say how the judges will see this. And this time I wouldn't argue with any way that it went.
Yeah, I agree with that. He landed a couple of Snow with a couple of good jabs in that sequence, and again makes a miss, continues moving around the ring. Conceivably, that could be 3 rounds in a row.
It could be.
It could be.
Absolutely. So round 8 of this 10-round fight.
Oh, very good jab by Snow.
Yes, it was.
See, again, Snow is changing the look. The last couple of rounds was a lot of boxing and moving, more moving than boxing. Now he's standing in front of him again, trying to stay in the pocket and counterpunch.
Well, this is what his corner told him to do in more profane terms, but mess with his mind.
I think he's done it successfully.
It's the changing of looks, going from moving around the ring to standing right in front of your man and doing exactly what he's doing right now, which is touching him, making him miss, and making him pay.
Micah with very few meaningful punches in this fight.
There's a good one.
Down 1 up. That was the first effective combination he's thrown tonight.
I was going to say that might be the best punch he's landed all night.
Maybe.
Oh, beautiful uppercut.
Yes.
Beautiful uppercut. Nice, though. Lead uppercut upstairs. Now he pushes Micah back.
He's fighting a very smart fight.
Straight left hand. I mean, we'd like to see maybe a little bit busier from Snow, but it could be argued that this could be the 4th round in a row that he's won right here.
And he's doing just enough, too. When Micah does get close, Snow is the one who's muscling him around, who's spinning him around.
Yep.
It is becoming increasingly difficult to find reasons to give these rounds to Duke Micah.
No, you're absolutely right.
Micah's a frustrated fighter right now. Very frustrated fighter.
Good jab.
Oh, what a massive victory this would be for Thomas Snow.
Huge.
It's starting to become more of a realistic possibility with each passing round. And at 37 years old, standing in between rounds, doesn't even need the stool to sit down. I got to admit, I'm impressed here. I'm impressed. We're going into the 9th and 10th round. Last 2 rounds of the fight. Mika needs to do something dramatic here. I think he's got to win these last rounds for sure to secure a victory, and that can still be up in the air.
The guy that really is looking to do something dramatic tonight will be the curtain closer. And we've talked about him all night long, but he is Edgar Berlanga. 7-0, all first-round knockouts, just 21 years of age, fighting the most experienced guy that he has fought thus far in his career.
Yeah, nice step up for Edgar Berlanga tonight against Aaron Garcia, who is a very consistent fighter who on an off night can definitely out-hustle you. Edgar Berlanga is going to have his A game here tonight.
This is round 9 of this fight. It's been, I can't really say it's been an interesting fight, but it's been, what's the right word?
It hasn't been uninteresting. I mean, it's gotten more interesting in the last 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't been a visually appealing fight all the time, but I think the intrigue is starting to creep into this fight because, frankly, Thomas Snow could be ahead on the scorecards. I don't know.
I truly don't either. I absolutely don't.
And this was definitely not the narrative heading into this fight. This was supposed to be, you know, the show-stealing breakout performance for Duke Micah against an aging opponent, and it is totally backfired.
Completely. Hey, that aging opponent is in pretty good shape.
Oh, yeah.
And there's that jab again by Snow. And there's a straight left hand. So you have a situation there, a sequence there where neither guy was throwing anything, but the 2 punches that were thrown by Snow, 1 jab, 1 straight left hand, both landed. And this is the position that Duke would want to be in. With his pushing his opponent's back against the ropes. Instead, it's his back against the ropes.
And this would just be a life-changing victory for Thomas Snow. I mean, the opportunities for American bantamweights are slim to none.
Yes.
You know, there just aren't guys that you can fight here in America. You always have to go on the road, and if you're not going to, you're basically not fighting.
That was a good right hand.
I was just going to say, that was a very good right hand. There was a good left hand.
Snow's moving a little less now here in the 9th round.
Yeah, Micah's starting to close the distance a little more. But I think it has more to do with Snow maybe slowing down or moving less than it has to do with Micah making any adjustments. I just don't see anything different coming from Micah.
No, and he's still missing. The adjustments haven't been made. He's still getting caught with that pop shot straight left hand. And that might have been yet another round for Snow. I mean, it's close. This is now not a foregone conclusion, the decision.
No,
it is interesting.
I mean, someone is going to be very irritated and
Very
disappointed
disappointed.
by this decision.
Well, final 3 minutes of a fight that I was going to refer to it as a tactical fight, and I guess really for Snow it has been. Micah's just never been in anything that even resembles a rhythm.
Well, and that's where scoring this fight becomes difficult, because Thomas Snow is absolutely doing exactly what he wants to do in this fight. I don't think that there's been, a 5-second sequence in which Duke Micah has really been doing what he set out to do in this fight.
So 3 minutes left, and who knows? It could be a deciding 3 minutes.
Both men need this round. That much is for sure. There's a lot of uncertainty in this fight.
That was not
And Micah's got to be careful. He definitely cannot throw right hands at a guy at the canvas.
No, that's frustration there.
Yeah.
And they are going to take a point away.
Now
That could be crucial. That's the right thing.
Yeah,
right call.
He's definitely not wrong. I mean, that's...
It was an intentional foul.
Yeah, and that's egregiously dangerous.
If this ends up being a 2-round for Snow to close the 10th and final round with a 10-8 round, that could be absolutely major.
I guess they're giving Snow time to recover. Would that be your take?
Well, it is a foul, so I mean, technically he would get 5 minutes if he didn't want to take it. Yeah, that definitely cannot do that.
No. 37 years old in the 10th and final round of this fight. Why not take as much time as you can?
Absolutely.
From a strategy standpoint.
Yeah, there was no ambiguity there. That wasn't in motion as he was falling. I mean, Micah set that up as he was down.
I think frustration. I don't think there's any question about that's what that was all about. And now that point could be significant.
And really, that was probably the first time that Thomas Snow has been right in front of Duke Micah in this entire fight. It just happened to be when he was on the canvas.
All right, so we continue. Now, if Snow could manage to win the rest of this round, of course, that makes it a 10-8 round.
Massive.
Could change everything.
Micah told us he wants to be the face of Ghanaian boxing today. A loss here would throw a massive wrench in his plans.
Here we are halfway through the 10th and final round, and Micah has not landed anything significant.
That's nothing.
Once again, another round of a few swings and a few misses.
And the only punches that really have connected at all and haven't been much are from Snow.
Once again, left upstairs and left downstairs. Both landed by Snow.
It's an interesting discussion, because is this the most exciting fight to watch, the most exciting style to watch? No, of course not. But within the sport, Are you necessarily required to always be moving forward, face forward, looking to brawl? No. I mean, Thomas Snow, within what's legal within boxing, this is a way that you can win a fight.
And he's not just making him miss. I mean, he's not just moving. He is legitimately making him miss and making him miss by plenty.
Yes.
He's winning this round. I think this is one of the clearer wins in a round for him. Coming down to the final 20 seconds of this fight.
Well, these scorecards are going to be very interesting.
I think so.
Someone is going to feel that they were criminally ripped off, I think, whichever way this one goes.
Well, that's it.
It's going to be interesting, very interesting. We might get 3 completely different cards here.
Well, it is in the hands of the judges. So we'll see. I don't even want to tell you my score because I think it could be so wrong.
Yeah, it could go 3 different ways, as Tommy said.
I think a lot of it is going to come down to how the judges saw the early rounds.
Yeah, I think you're right, because the fight basically followed that pattern. And if you thought that Micah was winning those early rounds because he was the nominal aggressor, because he was moving forward, what would have made you change your mind at that point?
Right.
You know, so it's hard enough for us to call this fight without playing psychologist here with the judges. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm anxious to see, though. I would venture a guess that the judges will be very diverse.
I would be absolutely shocked, I'm sure, as both of you would, if all 3 judges arrived at the same score for the same guy.
Yeah. So they are being tallied as we speak. And 37-year-old Thomas Snow, I thought he did everything he could do in this fight. Whether it was enough remains to be seen.
I think he fought the best fight that he was capable of fighting. Like we were saying, I think one guy did exactly what he intended to do in this fight. The other guy didn't. Now, does that mean that you necessarily won the fight? Not necessarily. But if you're looking to evaluate who was the ring general, I think one way of defining it is that Snow was the guy that dictated the terms.
He did.
He did what he wanted to do.
I think Snow is satisfied with his performance. I don't think Mika is satisfied with his.
Exactly.
Right. Well, it's really interesting. Really an interesting fight. And there is a lot of time being taken here to tabulate these votes. So they want to, of course, they want to get it absolutely right. I wouldn't be shocked to see a draw either.
Stranger things have happened. You watch enough boxing, you've seen it all.
And this is for a belt, if you will, but in my opinion, I'm giving the belt to the drummer.
He's got more stamina than both fighters tonight.
Exactly. Exactly. And he used his hands more.
Yeah.
So we still await the outcome here, and as soon as Dave Diamante has the scores in his hand, we will get it to him. But
any longer, and we're going to have to pass a hat around in the crowd like the 1800s.
Exactly.
we could be looking at our third upset of the night.
Could be.
And still. And now we are apparently just about set to go, but still here's Dave Diamante. We're going to find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action here in Brooklyn, we go to the judges' score totals. Ron McNair, 97-93 for Duke Micah. Alan Nace has it 95-94 for Thomas Snow. John Stewart scores this contest 97-92 for your winner by split decision. And still, the WBC International Bantamweight Champion, Duke, the baby-faced assassin, Micah.
Well, there's your answer. And Snow, needless to say, not a very happy guy. And once again, I felt like I could make a case for either guy, but 97-92, I find that hard.
Yeah, it's. I mean, that doesn't speak to how competitive the fight was. But as we were talking about, again, if you saw the early rounds in favor of Duke Micah because he was moving forward, what would have changed your mind? I mean, the fight carried that same pattern for 10 rounds.
That's exactly right.
And you got to feel for Snow in this situation. At 37 years old, to put on a performance like this tonight and come up short in the decision, it's got to be heartbreaking for him.
All right, when we come back, we'll put a capper on this evening with a very popular guy here in these parts, Edgar Berlanga, as he gets it on with Aaron Garcia. Garcia, by far, the most experienced opponent that Berlanga has faced to date. We're at the King's Theater. We're coming back right after this.